Welcome to the epic world of dog training. I am JT Lawson. I am the lead trainer at Make Your Dog Epic. I also own the Oklahoma locations for Make Your Dog Epic, where we turn your canine companions into truly epic dogs. Get ready for your daily doses of wisdom as we tackle your questions and unleash the secrets to mastering dog training. As always, our goal is to gain obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality. Can I have a kiss? Oh, thank you. Oh, good job. Can I have a kiss? Well, thank you. Oh, let's try again. Oh, what? One more? No? Okay.
All right, welcome back to another exciting edition of the Make Your Dog Epic podcast. My name is Clay Clark. I'm joined here with JT Lawson. Now, JT Lawson, we're talking today on this Tulsa Dog Training podcast about how many Tulsa dog training lessons does it take to train a dog? Again, how many lessons does it take? So let's say I go to makeyourdogepic.com and I schedule that first lesson for 50 cents. How many lessons does it take for you to train White Fang to stop peeing in my closet? For you to train Cujo to stop pulling on the leash? How many lessons does it take for you to successfully train a dog, sir?
Yeah, typically it takes between 3 and 7 lessons if we're doing private lessons. We fix about 98% of issues in about 1 to 4 weeks.
So when people show up with their Tulsa dog to train, they say, they've got this dog, and they probably got the dog because they thought it was a good idea to get this beautiful new puppy. Maybe they adopted a pet. I don't know the circumstances that lead most people to getting a dog, but I think we all love dogs. But I got to ask you this. When you talk to the customers and you talk to people for that first 50-cent lesson, what are the most commonly asked questions that people ask you about training their dog?
Yeah, so a lot of them ask how long it'll take, if it's too late or if it's too early. If I have multiple dogs in the house, is it possible to just have one of them trained? Can I really stop pulling on the leash? What toys are acceptable? What food? There's a bunch of different questions people have, but those are the main ones off the top of my head.
Who are the most commonly? Who's your ideal and likely buyer? I mean, who most often reaches out to you? Is it the man? Is it the woman? Is it a mom? Is it a dad? Is it a grandma? Is it a young kid? Who's typically going to Make Your Dog Epic and requesting information about training their dog?
Really, it's anyone. Normally, it's not kids, but it's normally people over, I would say, 25, and then. Normally, the cutoff range is normally around 60-ish. We have some older clients, but not normally, because normally they just have little bitty dogs that they can just pull around on the leash, and they don't really care what they do because they're so small it doesn't really affect anything with them. So that's typically it. Women and men. Normally, dads are like, hey, just send the dog away to boot camp. And let them do that, and moms are normally more of a, hey, I want to do the lessons with the dog.
Is it, let's say, 70% of the people are women that reach out, 70% men, or is it pretty much split right down the middle?
Pretty much split right down the middle. I would say it leans a little bit towards women, but almost down the middle.
And what, that first lesson, the first lesson is 50 cents. So people go to makeyourdogepic.com. The first lesson is 50 cents. Why do you train the first dog for 50 cents as opposed to just quoting a random price over the phone? Why do you actually sit down with people for that first lesson and do that first lesson for 50 cents?
Because every dog's different, and every human is different. So you're going to have different goals for your dogs. And then your specific dog is going to need different things to get you to those goals. So basically my goal at the 50-cent first lesson is to figure out your goals and tell you what it'll take to get your specific dog to your specific goal. And then that way you can also make sure that we're a good fit for you. You like our training style, you like our methods, you like us as people, because that's your baby that you're going to be sending away or giving or doing lessons with somebody to train. So you need to be able to trust them. So we want to build that trust in that first lesson and let you know what you're getting into and get you a package just specifically tailored for you.
Now, this might sound crazy as a crazy question, but you don't see a lot of cat trainers out there. You don't see a lot of professional cat trainers that are out there teaching people how to successfully train their cat. But you do see a lot of dog trainers. Why are there not cat trainers, and why are there only dog trainers?
Well, I would say because cats are impossible to train. They're almost, I would say, huskies borderline on cat behavioral, where they're very independent. So a cat, like dogs are loyal and they want to please, where cats are like, screw off, buddy. I don't really want to do what you want me to do. I want to go live my life. So that's kind of the reason why.
Now, as far as the pricing goes, I mean, there's so many wonderful Tulsa dog trainers, Oklahoma dog trainers. We happen to be the highest rated, most reviewed dog trainers. But I got to ask you, why do you work with people on their budget? Why do you sit down with somebody, and if someone's in a tight spot, why do you try to work with people's budget? Why not just say, sorry, not a good fit? Why do you sit down and work with people on their budget?
Because the goal is happy. A dog that listens gets more freedom. So, and I don't want anyone to miss out on that because of funds. So I want to make sure that we have an option for everyone, because behavioral issues is one of the number one reasons why dogs get put down, and we want to fix that. And we don't want anyone to miss out because of funds because of that.
When you say a dog gets put down, what do you mean by put down? I mean, we have some new listeners here that don't know all your dog lingo there, buddy. So tell us what you mean by don't talk down to us. Tell us what you mean when you say put the dog down.
Yeah, well, for example, I got a dog named Riley from an animal shelter months ago, and she was there for 6 months because when somebody would walk by the kennel, she would growl and bark and do all that stuff, and no one walked by and was like, oh yeah, that's the dog I need by my kids. So no one would adopt her, and because of behavioral issues. So if dogs are in the pound long enough, or if dogs are biting people, or they just can't get along with the family in the house, then they have to be euthanized, which means they're putting the dog down. Basically, they're killing the dog because pounds are booked up and there's nowhere else to put the dog. So if I wouldn't have adopted Riley, because she was there for 6 months, so she was almost like a month away from getting put down, so she didn't have much longer. Now she's doing great. She can be around kids and people and dogs and everything.
Now, you've got a history here of training dogs, and people come to you because they trust you guys. What makes a good Tulsa dog trainer versus a bad Tulsa dog trainer?
So I can teach somebody to be good at dog training. It's tough to teach people to have good attitudes and show up on time. So really what makes a good dog trainer is if you have work ethic, if you show up on time, if you're a diligent human being, and if you're coachable, and really that's it. I mean, if you're coachable and show up on time, I can work with you. So we can make you a good dog trainer. I don't need you to already have certifications or anything like that, because certifications in the dog training world means nothing, because everyone just certifies themselves. So even if you go to a dog training school, quote unquote, there's no governing body over it. So the school could be teaching whatever and not actually things that work. So as long as you're coachable and show up on time, we'll train you to be a good dog trainer, and you'll be a good fit as long as you're energetic and have a good attitude as well. Those are big things.
Okay, now again, for people out there that are kind of on the fence, they're going, yeah, I might fill out the form. I might schedule my first lesson for 50 cents. Walk us through, what does that first lesson look like? When you first meet somebody, where are you meeting your potential Tulsa dog training clients, and what does that first Tulsa dog training lesson look like?
Yeah, so we're meeting there, either at a park, your house, or at our facility, whichever one fits best for everyone. And then first step is we have to figure out what's going on. So we want to talk about your dog. We want to figure out what you're currently struggling with, what your current issues are, and then what your goals are. And then after that, we like to tell you a little bit about us, because we don't know where you heard us from or how much information you know. And then we'll talk to you about the different types of training, kind of where we fall. And then we're going to tell you what it'll take to get your dog to your goals. And then at the end, we'll go over different options and figure out a package that's specifically tailored for you, so we can figure out what the best fit is for you.
Now, this is going to be a little bit of a controversial question here. You got some trainers out there that are, pretty rough and tough. I mean, you got some trainers out there that you almost worry about what's going to happen to your dog if you take your dog to this Tulsa Dog trainer. What are some of the? Is it shock treatment that people are doing that scares customers, or what? Again, for people that are kind of new to the dog world, it would seem like that's really not a pleasant experience. And you guys have a process where you do a focused based training where you're training the dog, you're giving the dog some positive reinforcement. Just kind of walk us through that, because I think a lot of people are nervous about training their dog because they're worried that their dog will be shocked.
Yeah, so there's two main types of training in the United States. One would be negative and one would be positive. The one people fear most is the negative training, because take, for instance, I'll show you how they used to fix like running away. One of the methods that they would fix of running away you would put a 15-foot leash on a dog, and then you would open up the back gate, and that dog would take sprinting off. And then in the book, and this is a book written in the 1950s, it would tell you that you turn and you run the opposite direction, and basically you clothesline the dog. And in this specific book, it tells you to drag the dog for another 7 to 8 feet to assert dominance. Now, I'll be honest, it will.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it does. Okay. Continue. This is crazy.
It really does. And then I'll tell you this, it will 100% work. However, it is going to ruin your dog's personality. So it's just going to crush your dog's soul. And that's not what we want. So what's the point of having a dog if it's going to ruin its soul? What's the point of having a trained dog if it's going to have no soul? Like, I've had trainers tell me that my dog can't be on my bed. It has to sleep outside. It has to do all of this stuff. It can't have fun, basically. I have to have a leash and have the dog attached to my hip for the first 3 months of his life. It's like, get out of my face. I got my dog to enjoy them. I want my dog on my bed, and I want to have a happy, fun dog and not a dog with his spirits crushed. So that's what a bunch of people fear, and we absolutely do not train that way, because we never want obedience at the expense of personality. So that's our number one rule.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if you're out there today and you're looking to schedule a dog training lesson, you're looking for a Tulsa dog trainer that you can trust, JT Lawson and his team over there at Make Your Dog Epic do a phenomenal job. What you're going to do today, though, is just go to makeyourdogepic.com, schedule that first lesson for 50 cents. And then they're going to work with you. Also, one thing a lot of people don't know at Make Your Dog Epic, JT and the team, they're willing to work with your budget. They're also willing to beat any price for a comparative service. So if you find kind of apples to apples comparison, JT Lawson and the team will be happy to beat anyone's price there. JT Lawson, I'll give you the final word. Why should everybody schedule their first 50-cent lesson with you at Make Your Dog Epic Tulsa?
Because we offer, one of the big things is we offer a money-back guarantee. So worst case, it doesn't work, I'll give you your money back. It's basically me putting my money where my mouth is, saying, hey, I know we can get your dog to where you want it to be and still have all of its same personality. We still want Fluffy to be Fluffy. We just want you to be able to take Fluffy out in public and have fun with Fluffy, not have a dog that doesn't have a soul, because that's not the point of training. Point of training is a dog that listens and is happy, and a trained dog gets more freedom.
JT, we appreciate you carving out time. We're going to call you back in 5 minutes.
Do you need to have your dog professionally trained? Do you need your dog to stop barking at the neighbors? Do you want your dog to stop going potty in the house? Do you want to have an epic and well-trained dog at an affordable price? What makes the Make Your Dog Epic dog training experience unique? At Make Your Dog Epic, your first dog training lesson is just 50 cents, which is less than $1. Make Your Dog Epic is home to the highest rated, most reviewed dog training company in the area. At Make Your Dog Epic, we will beat any competitor's price for similar services. At Make Your Dog Epic, we offer a money-back guarantee. So if the training doesn't work, we never blame you or the dog. It's always our fault. At Make Your Dog Epic, we offer the fastest turnaround time in the industry. That way you can start enjoying time with your epic dog as soon as possible. At Make Your Dog Epic, when you schedule that first lesson with us, we automatically enter you in for a chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Whoa! Which is a lot like Oklahoma, except the weather's different. There's beaches, palm trees. But if you'd rather go to Oklahoma, we can do that as well. How does the Make Your Dog Epic training experience work? When you fill out that form on makeyourdogepic.com, we are going to call you and schedule that first lesson for just 50 cents, which is less than $1. We are going to meet you for that first lesson. That way we can tell you what it's going to take to get your dog to your goals. Because every dog's different and everyone's goals are different. We'll either do one-on-one lessons where it's half dog training, half human training. I'll let you guess which one's harder. Or we're gonna do boarding school, where you send your dog with us and we take care of all the homework for you. No matter what you do, we're gonna make sure everything transfers to you. Because it's pretty pointless if we get your dog to listen to us, but no one else in your family. Disclaimer, currently we do not offer a service that will get your in-laws to listen to you. You will receive unlimited ongoing group class for the remainder of your dog's epic life. That's because we want to be there for you and your dog forever. We never want you to have to use another trainer after training with us. Our goal is to teach obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality, because if we get your dog to listen, but we have to crush its spirit in the process, what's the point? Our motto is it's the same dog, but now it's all ears. You'll now have a well-behaved dog that you can walk or jog with without it channeling its inner sled dog and pulling you down the street. You will have a dog that won't bark at the neighbors or potty in the house. You will be entered in for a contest to win a dream trip to Hawaii that we will be giving away every January. Pow wow whoa, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. Take that first step and schedule that first 50-cent lesson at makeyourdogepic.com. Makeyourdogepic.com.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Let's go now. Let's go now. Here we go now.